Hello, my name is Tim M. West and I'm Managing Director for Teach for America's LGBTQ initiative. I think it's really important that we're doing work in the Deep South and really having a Deep South LGBTQ education summit in Little Rock. I started elementary school in Little Rock at Franklin Elementary School, and even at that time had an early awareness that I was different. After so many struggles, not only in Little Rock, but Taylor, Arkansas, where I went to high school, a place where I survived a suicide attempt, and to come back to advance safer and braver classrooms for LGBTQ youth. You know, it has that special meaning for me because I know that through working with our core members who are passionate about this work, that we can eventually lead to being in regions where we can have an impact on more of our classrooms being safe spaces.
I am here as a Black lesbian from the South, and it is important for me to be a face for their students who might identify as LGBTQ, but in a positive light.
What is important for me as a teacher is to know how to support my students who are LGBTQ.
How do you support someone who has always felt ostracized and not ready to come out and say, this is who I am, this is a part of my identity, and I want to be able to understand, but also then be able to do that in a way that's meaningful and real.
And I came to the realization that regardless of how strong the materials are that we present and how hard we work as educators, if students don't feel safe in our classrooms and if they're not heard, they're not going to be learning. So I want to educate myself on how to train my current teachers, so my current teachers are supporting all of our students and who they are.
I kind of came here to feel empowered to get ideas on how to do this in a way in which I can coexist in a symbiosis with my community, which I don't want to come and insult it.
And to be in a place that is a collective, to start building power and start building advocacy, and to make that voice heard, make it louder.
Because I know coming into TFA, I certainly was hesitant. Coming from a region, a big city where everyone's okay, everyone's gay, it's fine. So now I'm placed in the southernmost part of the country in Texas, where I can get fired for being who I am if I choose to open up and identify as that. I want to be empowered in this space and focus on the positive stuff, and then bring that into my students' lives.
So I wanted to come here to see were there other core members like me. I'm really trying to learn from everyone's diverse experiences as an LGBT educator in the South and see what we have in common.
Well, as a first-year MTLD, I'm really curious to know how I can best support my teachers so that they're creating really inclusive, safe spaces in their classrooms.
Caring about LGBTQ kids is a necessary part of educational equity. You have to really do this in tandem with all of our other efforts.
Proud of TFA for putting this on. I think just affording the opportunity to start the dialogue.
I'm just really excited that Teach for America is doing this. I belong to several teaching organizations and no one is talking about LGBT youth.
Being here, being at this LGBT summit, it's a no-brainer. It is important for us to be here and to support the work of Teach for America and helping their educators so that they can help young people.
It's obvious that the South is a place where injustice has been particularly severe across lines of race, class, and sexual orientation. That said, Arkansas has been a place where we've seen some real points of progress and hope recently. And I think that this summit and this gathering here is another reason for that hope.
Everything I learned about justice and social justice and doing the right thing, I learned right in this state. So like social justice and supporting and being supportive and loving to LGBTQ kids is not something I learned when I went to New York or when I went off to college or California. It's something that was cultivated right here. And I believe in a state, I believe in a region, I believe in a Deep South that can really rise above some of the stereotypes and ideas that we can't be affirming and supportive of kids no matter how they present. And so, with this summit, I've said, that we want to learn with dignity, we want to teach with dignity, and we want to live with dignity. And that's DEEP, Deep South Summit LGBTQ Education.